This is 3 News Daily.
Hello, Northeast Ohio, and welcome to 3 News Daily on this Friday, January 6th. I'm Stephanie Haney here with your top stories. And this afternoon, we start in Youngstown, where 2 people were found killed in a car off of Interstate 680 last night. Police responded to a possible accident near the Salt Springs exit a little before 11 p.m. That's when officers found a Nissan Altima full of bullet holes and 2 victims inside. The male driver was pronounced dead at the scene, and the female passenger was taken to a nearby hospital where she later died. This is an ongoing investigation, and we'll continue to update you as we gather more information. Now, as we start a brand new year, once again, COVID is at the top of health officials' minds. New numbers released yesterday show Erie, Huron, Lorain, Mahoning, and Trumbull counties are again at the CDC's high community level for the coronavirus. That means people in those areas should wear face masks while indoors and in public. As far as the other counties here in Ohio, all of them remain at the medium level. Ohio reported more than 13,000 new coronavirus cases in yesterday's update. That's up slightly from last week. And today, being January 6th, marked the 2nd year since the attack on the U.S. Capitol in 2021. A large crowd loyal to then-President Donald Trump stormed the Capitol last year in an effort to overturn Trump's defeat in the 2020 election. President Biden will be marking the anniversary with a solemn tribute today. That started at around 2 p.m. He's expected to have spoken about delivering a warning that threats exposed by the January 6th Select Committee are still active. The U.S. Capitol Police say they are now prepared for any future attacks on Congress. Now to politics. The struggle is real in Washington, D.C. We are now in day 4 of voting for a House Speaker as Republican Kevin McCarthy failed again today to secure enough votes. Now, there is new word of progress in negotiations. NBC's Bree Jackson has more for us on that.
Fulcher. McCarthy.
Vote.
Gates. Trump.
After vote.
Cloud. Donalds.
After vote.
McCarthy.
And still no House Speaker. Kevin McCarthy, the leading Republican vote-getter, failing to reach the magic number of 218 for the 11th time Thursday. Still, he says he'll try and try again.
You do all hypothetical anything you want. Who else can get to 200 votes?
Roughly 90% of GOP members support McCarthy's bid to become Speaker, but a small group of rebel Republicans say they never will, even voting for former President Trump instead.
I wouldn't be betting on my vote for Kevin McCarthy under almost any circumstance.
It takes the 4th of July, it takes the 4th of July, but at the end of the day, Kevin will get to speak.
Despite making concessions, including a rule that a single House member could force a vote to remove the Speaker, some hardline holdouts refused to budge.
Politics for these people has become entertainment. It has become sport.
The House can't function amid the fierce GOP infighting, as frustrated Democrats can only sit by and watch.
Literally a branch of the government is offline while we're waiting for this to get resolved.
This is only an example of what we're likely to see over the next couple of years.
The House stands adjourned until...
After days of chaos on the House floor, lawmakers hope to bring this lengthy process to an end. It's now the longest contest for the gavel since before the Civil War.
Thank you, Bree. Now, as of now, following the 12th vote for Speaker of the House, we still have no answer. We do know that McCarthy did flip 14 of his previous opponents. Now, we haven't had a situation like this, like Bree mentioned, since before the Civil War. Yesterday, I talked with 2 experts from Case Western Reserve University, Professor Jonathan Enton from the Law School and Professor Justin Buchler from the Political Science Department. We talked about the significance of all of this chaos, and you can find that interview on the WKYC YouTube page and also on WKYC+. We'll continue to update you as votes take place today on air and online right here on 3 News. Now, in criminal news, a string of thefts of high-performance luxury vehicles in Northeast Ohio moves to Akron. Police are saying 3 new 2023 vehicles were stolen from Mercedes-Benz of Akron. Officers did recover 2 of the vehicles on Cleveland's east side yesterday. One was found on Helena Avenue and another on Elgin Avenue, but the third remains missing this afternoon. Also in Akron, Tom's King, one of the nation's largest operators of Burger King restaurants, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection here in Northeast Ohio. The company operates 90 Burger King franchises in 4 states, including Ohio. And according to the filing, Tom's King was hit hard during the COVID-19 pandemic due to loss of foot traffic. It also says the company has faced issues like increased shipping and food costs, inflation, and a drop in labor. That's something that a lot of companies are dealing with. All right, in sports news now, former Browns running back Peyton Hillis is reportedly in the ICU at a Pensacola, Florida hospital. This is after a swimming accident. TMZ reports that the 36-year-old was injured while rescuing his children from drowning. Last night, his uncle Greg Hillis posted to Facebook that Peyton is in intensive care and having some problems with his kidneys and lungs. But doctors say he is improving, thankfully. We'll continue to follow any developments on this story. And we have another update for you on Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin. Hamlin's agent says his breathing tube was removed, and we do know that he was speaking and is breathing on his own. The Buffalo Bills also confirmed this on Twitter this morning. They said he FaceTimed the team and he told them, "Love you, boys." Hamlin's recovery continues to trend in a positive direction after going into cardiac arrest in Monday's game against the Cincinnati Bengals. We're so happy to hear that. Now, the NFL has announced that the game postponed between the Bills and the Bengals will not be made up this season, so they're moving forward without that taking place. And now to a story similar to Damar Hamlin's. A Northeast Ohio man says he was also saved by CPR and an AED machine when he went into sudden cardiac arrest. And now he's sharing his message with our Bree Buckley, hoping for others to think about learning the life-saving training.
As soon as I saw him go down, I said to my wife, I said, that looks like a cardiac arrest. Because that's what happened to me.
Steven Soroka suffered cardiac arrest in 2016. And similar to what doctors are saying about Damar Hamlin, he says time, technology, and trained staff are the reason he's still here today.
I should be dead. I'm so blessed to be here. And if it wasn't for CPR and AEDs, I would be dead.
He was giving a presentation at Medina High School when he collapsed. 2 school resource officers and the assistant principal jumped into action.
They were having me within certainly probably a half a minute, cutting off my clothes, getting the CPR going.
He's been an advocate for CPR and AED training since that fateful day. Thankfully, Hamlin's medical condition is improving, and Soroka says the tragic situation can be used as a teachable moment.
Learn CPR, find out about EDs, because you might just possibly be the person that's going to save the person you love most in your life.
The American Red Cross sharing that sentiment, saying every second counts when sudden cardiac arrest occurs, recommending that everyone undergo the training that could help save a life.
Deliver shock now.
My big tips to everyone is to be prepared, not scared. It could happen to anyone.
It could happen to anyone, absolutely right. Now, Soroka also says he wants to see more AEDs in public places and hopes more attention will be brought to that issue. That is something that Browns player Denzel Ward is helping with and is passionate about after losing his own father to cardiac arrest. So he works to place AEDs in public places. Incredible work. All right, now if you are from Northeast Ohio, you know who this next man is and what he does. Our Austin Love took attorney Tim Misny for a drive, getting to know the man behind all those billboards that are just eyeballs that you see across the state. We're going to find out the inspiration behind them from Austin Love.
You know who he is, you know what he does.
Make them pay.
But today, Tim Misny is hanging out with me.
Let's try not to get sued while we're out here. I know that you're a man of finer things, but this is the Misny Mobile.
That is beautiful.
Also known as a 2018 GMC Terrain. Can you just look at the camera and just give him, I'm Tim Misny, and I'll make him pay, because I'm just itching for it. It's all I've been thinking about.
Are you ready for it?
You sure? I hope so.
I'm Tim Misny, and I will make them pay.
Shivers.
I know.
Shivers down my spine.
Hey, man, you're human. Don't beat yourself up. That happens to everybody.
How many billboards do you have in the state of Ohio?
A lot.
A lot. No kidding.
Five years ago, I started with 6, and now we're up to about 240 billboards throughout. Yeah, they're all over the place.
If you don't mind me asking, what is your billboard budget? That can't be a cheap task.
A lot of money.
I can imagine.
A lot of money. A lot of money.
So the billboard advertisers are making you pay, my friend.
Well, yes, they are.
And you've gone from Tim Misny, I make them pay, to a picture of you, and then you know what I do,
Correct.
and then simply just your eyes and the eyebrow. What a bold move, I would
Where
say.
does it say you can't have fun with your marketing?
It does not say that.
That was the intent.
Yeah.
I am who I am. I really have a bald head. Okay. And,
Noted. Noted.
And this is what I do. God bless.
Love it. All right, Tim, we've had some fun today, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm ready to fully commit.
Are you sure? You talked to your wife about this?
I'm not gonna commit that much, but I'll let you know. Let me show you what I'm thinking of. Give me 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Give me 1 second.
Holy cow, look at you.
It's like looking into a mirror, right?
This is eerie. My brother.
Tim Misny's Connect.
Let's do it.
Let's go make some people frickin' pay, man. Let's go. All right, we're outside Progressive Field. This makes me think of a game that I like to play called Kill, Kiss, or Marry Cleveland Sports Edition.
Well, I would marry the Cavs. I would kiss Tito, and
bald guys got to stick together.
And the Browns, I'm conflicted with them.
Okay.
And while Misny may make them pay, there's no price tag for a priceless photo op.
And I'll make them pay.
I have to say, quite a different look for Austin Love with the bald head and not the flowing locks that we're used to seeing. I got to say, I've had the chance to meet Tim Misny in person. Very interesting individual, really fun guy, very kind. Now I'm glad we know a little bit more about those billboards. I will say this, we're talking about those billboards, aren't we? We certainly are. I know there were a lot of articles that I saw coming out online when that eyebrow billboard came out. All right, if Tim Misny isn't making someone pay for you, tonight you could be millions of dollars rich if you're lucky enough to beat the odds and win the Mega Millions jackpot. Now, after no winner was drawn on Tuesday, the big prize is now at $940 million. That upfront cash option is $483.5 million, also not too shabby. So if you want in before the next drawing, you better get on it because it is tonight at 11. And that brings us to our question of the day. When the lottery jackpot gets this high, more people tend to play. So we want to know, if you play, what do you do to pick your numbers? Do you play random numbers or do you pick your own? And if you do pick your own, how do you pick them? Post your comment to the WKYC Facebook page and we will talk about it during What's New at 4 o'clock. Now, when I was doing my Powerball experiment, which just ended this week, I always did the random numbers. And the reason I did that is because I read that if you do hit the jackpot, you're less likely to have to split the jackpot because most people pick like anniversaries and birthdays and those are all kind of clumped in together. So I don't know if there's any truth to that, but I figured why not give it a shot? So I just did the random numbers. Let us know what you think, and thanks for being here with us for 3 News Daily. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here tomorrow with more of your top stories from Northeast Ohio on Monday, not tomorrow.